30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Hi,
My name's J.C. McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Good morning again. This is Jonathan Small, host and producer of Face to Face. Face to Face is one of two different programs that I have the pleasure of hosting and producing live every single week at accesstv.org studio. Face to Face is a show that's designed to ask the guests the hard questions and give you, the viewers, the answers and information that you deserve to know. This morning on the Face to Face talk show, we have a very impressive individual with a background in communication. This person has been involved with mayoral operations in two different cities. She has won an Emmy, or her staff pretty much has been participant in winning an Emmy award for media and communications, and she brings a lot to the table this particular morning. The guest this morning is no other than Emmy Award Chief Communications Officer for the Mayor's Office of Communications in Atlanta, Georgia, Allison Fouché. Good morning, Allison. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm well. Good
Okay,
morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And you, Allison, it's our pleasure
All
to
right.
have you. Could you let people know a little bit about yourself briefly before we get into our main topics of discussion?
Well, I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and I have been in government for most of my career for almost 30 years and some form of communications. So I always laugh because I say my career found me. I did not think I was going to be in the music. I thought I was going to be in the music industry. I didn't think I was going to be in politics. I thought entertainment. I was going to manage some musical act. But I wound up in public service, and it has been one of the most rewarding things of my life in serving people. So some would say you are in entertainment because politics could be looked at as entertaining. But yes, I've been for the most of my career has been being a public servant.
Now, your role as the Chief Communication Officer for the Mayor's Office of Communication in Atlanta, Georgia, what are some of your day-to-day operational duties that you have to do?
I oversee social media.
Hmm.
Social media right now really is the biggest needs as it comes to uh, connecting to residents, right? So I oversee social media presences. Just last week, we had over 1 million impressions on social media. I oversee media relations. We just had a press conference prior to coming uh, on your program. I also oversee the mayor's letters, annual report, communications that come from the mayor's office, whether that be sometimes it's complaints that come in. I may respond to a complaint and try to get some resolution there. So mayor's newsletter. So anything that's written or that goes out external to our residents, my office oversees.
And you have a staff of other individuals that works in the mayor's office of communication that have different roles and different titles. Could you kind of elaborate a little bit towards the different positions that that operation consists of?
Yes, one thing is I oversee Channel 26, which is a government television station. So I have about seven people there. They record all of the council meetings and other meetings, and we provide program for that cable station. That's one thing. I also have a social media manager. I have some leads, which are my senior comms managers, and they oversee scheduling in advance. They oversee uh, executive communications and also the other divisions. We have like 15 divisions in uh, or departments, some would say, in government. And that person oversees like all of the uh, different initiatives, objectives, things that are going on in those respective areas. That person oversees that. So I have a total of about 26 people that report into me. And we are a small but mighty team, I say. I have videographers, I have photographers, I have a chief storyteller, a person that used to be in media, but now he's with us and he tells our stories for us in a special way. So I have a small team. Some would say, but some would say it's large. But I have a small team, but we all work our will the way we need to.
Well, would you say this is part of the vision of Mayor Andre Dickens of Atlanta, and then you bring some of your visions and experience together to go along with your staff? I mean, what's the whole, let's say, mental makeup that you bring towards different ideas? Does it all of the decisions come from you directly, or is there like a collaborations of different people that
It's
participate?
it's, it's collaboration. I meet with the mayor every week. Like right after we have meeting, I meet with him and we go over what we think fires that are burning and ideas. I present ideas to him as to how, like for instance, FIFA's coming. So how do we communicate how what we're doing for FIFA? So I come and I would present that to him. He has feedback. He has ideas. We take that. I take that, take it back to the team. We mold that, brainstorm, make it work, and then we come up with ideas of how we're going to push that information forward. So it is truly a collaboration. The mayor is smart. He has a lot of input into how he thinks the brand and his brand should look to the public. So I'm always listening and always thinking about creative and innovative ways that we can speak with our public.
And is this brand that you have operating out of the mayor's office of communications, is this a big, expensive brand, would you say, towards what it really costs to operate on a daily basis? I mean, what's the financial structure that consists of this particular brand, if you kind of have that information a little bit for?
Right now, I wouldn't say so. We have larger divisions than mine is a small division within the mayor's office. It's not even really a division, it's a department. So, for what I use this as an example. We have national media that ran last month. It was earned media, and that earned media would have been $4 million if I would have paid someone to do advertising or someone to do those things. So, the cost savings and the cost benefit of having our own PR team within government is actually a cost savings to residents because we don't have to pay an agency. So we function like an agency that goes out and covers all the things we're doing. We also just started ATL.direct, which is a platform that we tell all the stories of government. We tell what the police department is doing, fire department, what our executive offices are doing. So we have now about 10,000 residents come to that site a month, and so we have a place where we tell those stories. So from a cost perspective, I think that we're saving the city money by being able to have a small team that can communicate effectively.
Well, Allison, Atlanta is known for media, entertainment, music, film, and television. And sometimes you people might think everything is just centered around music and television and film, but you're kind of capitalizing in the digital world with social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I believe, and
Mhm.
print. So you're kind of capitalizing in a new era. How relevant and important would you say social media consists of towards being able to duplicate and disseminate the type of information that your operation does on a weekly basis?
I probably would get shot for saying this by folks who are in television or in radio, but I believe social media is your first screen. You look at your phone, you talk on your phone. Most of the time, you get content from your phone. So, social media is very important in being able to tell our message on a daily basis. So, we're always thinking of content and how we have a lot of content on social every day. It's not just we have 3 to 5 posts about something going on in the city every day. I believe that social media and digital platforms are the future. And that's why we created our own website, which was that we could direct people from social to ATL Direct so that we could tell those stories in a longer form basis so that folks can see what we're doing in government on a daily basis. So social media is the wave of the future, and it's very important to directly connect with residents on a daily basis.
What's some of the areas would you say that kind of make the mayor's office of communication in Atlanta a little bit unique, let's say compared to other cities throughout the country that's, let's say, doing the exact same thing? I know you recently or you won an Emmy award, so that kind of means you're doing something right, or certain members of your staff. But your type of operation, because you have a background also in Memphis, Tennessee as well, but what
Mhm.
kind of would, let's say, make Atlanta stand out a little bit differently and uniquely?
Oh my God, I have a very professional, top-notch team here.
Hmm.
So, yes, I came to lead this team, but I have folks that are individual contributors that are top at the top of their game here. So that's what makes us unique. I have a very strong team. There is no I in team. So I lead, and I am blessed to lead this team on a every day because they are all of them bring something to the table. I believe that everyone has a gift, and if you find out what that gift is, me as a leader, I have to amplify that. I have to be their support. What do you need to succeed so that I can get the best out of you every day? So I really think I have top-notch people who work for me in this team, and then I have a different perspective. I'm not a boss. I'm a leader. I'm a person that leads the talent. And I'm a creative myself. So I know that, certain individuals that are creative often don't want to be micromanaged. So I have a different type of management style because I'm a servant leader and I serve along with my team. So I think that is the thing that is most different about this team here is they are top notch. Everyone is a master of their particular trade or skill here. And we have a great team spirit here of a collaboration and camaraderie when it comes to working together.
And let's kind of clarify something. I mean, because many people might just assume what you're doing is just a form of the public access station, but this is really not just like a simple and I don't say simple just as a negative term, but this is like a big, I guess, structural thing that
Machine.
yeah, yes, yeah,
I call it
structural and
machine.
yeah, machine technical operations, a commitment. The mayor in Atlanta, it takes a lot of things to kind of put this thing together. So it won't, I mean, it would be fair to say that any city can't, I guess any city could do this, but you have to
I
really
think
know
so.
what you're doing to really stand out to be impressive.
I think any city can do it. I
Hmm.
actually think we are a model. I
Hmm.
think we are a best practice as to how it's supposed to be done.
Hmm.
So no, I think we are a machine. I call it a machine, but when one wheel of that machine is broken, we can't function. So that's why it's important to invest in your staff and invest in people because we want everyone to be prime when they come in the door to work every day. So, I really think that that's what makes us a standout in the government space
Hmm.
is we have ultra professional people that I work with, but we are in a team and we work and then the mayor's leadership is important. If I come to him with an idea, he listens and he says, okay, he's like, okay, well, what does it take to do that? And he gives us the support we need in order to move forward because it's moving his agenda forward. So it's a very unique, I guess, with the leadership. Even though I had similar leadership in Memphis with Jim Strickland, because I worked for him almost 8 years. But Jim, the leadership does matter when you're working in these types of environments, especially for communications. Leadership matters. You have to know, you have to have a leader like I do with Mayor Dickens. He knows where he's going and what he's wanting to communicate and bring forth to the public. So it's easy for us to work together because he knows where he's going. So leadership does matter, but we do function, I say, as a machine because it goes from, just say, for instance, today we had a press event. So I have a photographer there and I have a videographer there. We record that, we create packages from that. We function like a news source. We create a video for social media, we have pictures for that. Prior to that, we sent a press release out. So I have someone that writes the press release or writes the media advisory that goes to the media. The media comes. Um, I have a person that leads and keeps things on tracks with the event and making sure, okay, what time does the mayor come? What advancing and making sure that he's on time to come in. So it's all we have to it's a well-oiled machine. We all and everyone has plays a part, and I just really think that because I am a creative, I understand. Um, and I laugh about it and I tell people this all the time. I've done just about every job in this department before in my career.
Hmm.
So I've done graphics, I've done media, I've done social media, I've done know how to produce a video. I have done just about every, and I think that's also, I'm an anomaly in that part. And I just didn't come from one area. My career and life's work has been government communications. So I bring a different twist or perspective to how things should be done because I came from another large municipality.
But Allison, would it almost be fair to say, as a chief communication officer, you would need to have those different skill sets and backgrounds in different areas in today's era, more than just someone coming in with just one basic educational or training component, that because you have different areas that you had specialized in, you could kind of bring that to the table and demonstrate it a little bit maybe differently than, let's say, an ordinary chief communication officer who just comes from one level of a background.
I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
have worked for uh, chief communications officers in other places
Mm-hmm.
that may just come from media. So they don't know the PR perspective. So that's a disadvantage to them. They have to learn that part. But that's why I have always been needed because before I was a chief, I was a deputy. And before I was a deputy, I was a manager. So I was able to forge ahead because I did bring different experiences to the table beyond just one experience of maybe just being in media relations or being an anchor on a television station. So yes, I believe that. I believe a person in this position should know the city, know politics. They should also have a very broad experience base, but also have a specialty. My specialty is creative. I come up with bigger ideas and integrate them to communicate effectively. So I have a different vision when it comes to certain things. But I do agree with that. But in politics, a lot of times people hire who they know or hire someone that they like because they were on television, or they hire those folks for leadership roles. But you need a person like me that has a little bit of all of that mixed together in order for you to really have a brilliant communications department.
And again, to get into the Emmy Awards that was won by the Office of Communication in Atlanta, that's the annual type of award that the Emmys have, and they have it in different categories and different selections. So could you kind of elaborate a little bit how the Emmy Awards has been selected towards people winning, and what was the areas that the Office of Communication for the mayor in Atlanta was able to win?
Well, a lot of people don't know categories, several categories for uh, government and politics. And so, actually, when we won the award, I they had to call me back the next day and say, "Are you sure you understood that you won?" Because I didn't go to the ceremony because I was just like, we entered, but whatever. I've entered before. I've entered work before, and it didn't win. So this is not the first time I or my team have entered into these type of or this into this category or these different categories. They have something for crime. They have just it's just about maybe five different categories when it comes to government. So we picked and the actual package that won was one for moving Atlanta forward, and it just talked about what happened during last year and how we were moving Atlanta forward. So this year we're going to enter again because we've picked three entries that we think are very solid entries. One is on homelessness because we have a homeless problem in our city. So we're notating what the city is doing about it, and it starts from January to now. And so we're going to enter that into the Emmy Awards. We also have when there was a shooting, a multiple shooting at the Edgewood district. Is our response to how we were going to make this better for our residents in Edgewood. So that's a storytelling piece that deals with crime in our city and how the city is effectively working towards trying to have solutions for that. Then we have one other submission, our neighborhood revitalization initiative, and how that's going to change the lives of residents here. So we have a video that's dedicated to that. So those videos are all shown on Channel 26 and also placed on ATL Direct. And that's what makes it a broadcast piece that's eligible for nomination because it's been broadcast on a media outlet. So it's a process. And interesting enough, now I'm like, okay, this can really change the face of government by entering our work and letting people know that we do things and what we're doing to tell the stories of what government is doing daily. What we're doing, we're not just working every day, but we're telling the stories of what's happening in government and how we're changing lives every day. And that's impactful in itself to tell those stories.
Well, tell me a little bit, Allison, about your media center that you do towards your production. What kind of studio does it consist of? I know you mentioned some of the staff people, but if someone was to be able to look at your studio and walk into your studio, would you say it's kind of a state of the art studio towards the way it's developed and broadcast?
It's small.
It's small. Okay.
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 We're good. It's small. I built one studio since we've been here, and we have another studio where we do podcasts and things like that. And both are small. They're
Uh-huh.
not large. We have good equipment, state-of-the-art equipment, but I really believe that it's the talent that makes us successful. It's the creativity that my team has that makes us successful. It's not all about equipment. It's about who is telling the stories and who is actually receiving those messages too, and how that impacts our community. So I really believe it's not all about actual equipment. It's about talent.
Because see, sometimes that's the misconception that people think you have to have a lot of money and fancy equipment and huge operational technical levels, but because of social media, you've been able to scale down a lot of your operations that you could broadcast and
Correct.
compared to a big television studio. And I guess to some degree, you might be well. You're not really competing with television. Would you say you just a separate component in media, or are you competing with television?
I'm not competing,
Mm-hmm.
but as the evolution of media changes, we're actually on an equal playing field
Mm-hmm.
with media outlets. And let me tell you why. Folks, 60% of people have cut the cord from traditional cable, and that's usually where folks get their news is from traditional media on like a cable station.
Mm-hmm.
So more people now are on apps. They subscribe to Netflix. They subscribe to, but they're on their phones on social media, and they're on their, on Twitter or whichever, well, X as they call it. I'm sorry, I just know it as Twitter still, but they're on their social media platforms. So a lot of news outlets are using social to get in front of the viewers as well. It's not just all on television or radio anymore. So really, I think as we're changing, I'm not competing. I'm just using the same tools to get our stories told. So sometimes the media is not always correct in how they report things about that's going on in the government. This allows us to control our own message. And so if the media is saying one thing, I can come back and say, nope, this is not what's going on. This is what's going on. And we have just as many followers sometimes as some of these outlets do. Like I said, last week alone, we had over 1 million impressions on our social media platforms. So it's not a competition. It's just us wanting to control our message and control our brand as a city.
Mm-hmm. Allison, are there any challenges that the Office of Communications have to deal with, let's say currently, right now? And how, if someone has an issue with how your operation is running, even from the everyday citizens in Atlanta, how do you have to handle some of these challenges and issues that could be confronted with you?
Transparency. I'm really big. What you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a question to ask me about something, I'm going to tell you like it is. So I'm such a straight shooter. Sometimes folks are like, "Oh, you just tell everything." Yes, I do. I tell everything because if you have a question or you're in doubt, I'm going to explain it to you. There's no secrets here. I'm never going to keep a secret. I'm going to just tell you exactly how uh, my operation is run. I'm going to tell you exactly why we responded to something some way. I will always tell people, trust me, if I'm saying it's one thing, it's because it's that way. It's not because of any other reason. It's because it's really that way because I'm a resident first. Forget it, and I'm a public servant. So I don't have time to spin things around. I'm going to be transparent and tell you, uh, what's going on. And our mayor is the same way. He wants, he's forthright and honest. And so he wants folks to know if they have a question, come ask us. We will answer that question. So no real challenges. The one challenge I do have is work-life balance. I will say that
Mhm.
is this is like a 24/7 job. Most of my staff are on call all the time. So it's a challenge for us sometimes to pull away. So that's the one thing, for employee morale. I'm always trying to make sure that my employees, including myself, knock on wood, because I need a vacation right now, but that we have a work-life balance. So that's one of the biggest challenges we have because the city never sleeps.
Well, would you say yourself and your staff not only have to have the technical or the expertise or the criteria, but you have to have the passion, you have to have the vision, you have to have the commitment to not only look at this as a job, but look at this as something towards a dedication because so much of what it entails of. I mean, how is the mental makeup that you and your staff have to do what you do day after day, week after week?
You have to be passionate about this work in
Mhm.
order for me to be a public servant and working in government as long as I have. You have to be passionate about helping people and about this work. So I totally agree with that. If you don't have the passion, then it shows in your work. If you're just coming to work and just showing, just I'm at work and I'm gonna do a little bit, or I'm gonna do this, then this is not the place for you. I work very hard, and my team they always tell me you're one of the first bosses I've had that rolls up their sleeve and works just as hard right alongside of us, and that inspires us to work just as hard. Okay, because I'm working hard. You may get an email from me at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. It just depends. I might wake up with an idea and say, okay, let me go ahead and work this out, and let me make assignments so that when they come into the office tomorrow, they have those assignments. And folks are like, you're up all types of times in the morning. What's going on? I'm passionate about what I do. So if I have an idea, I'm going to make sure we try to implement those things. From a, not just a creative perspective, but our residents deserve that. They deserve dedicated people who work in government for them. So you're exactly right. You have to be passionate. My husband always laughs and says that I'm married. He's my second husband because this is my first love
Right.
is my job. And I hate to say it, it's a little truth in that I do put my job first because the citizens of whatever municipality, the citizens of Atlanta deserve me to put them first.
Hmm. I was just wondering because I've always had this vision here locally, but it's probably already established for most city governments that you have different areas or different categories that people could turn to. Let's say five categories: economic development, education, housing, public safety, and health. Towards what those five areas have to do, how would that be disseminated through the office of communication, the mayor's office of communications in Atlanta, or would that still be five separate different categories in another department?
No, the mayor has four pillars.
Hmm.
One is one safe city. So again, public safety falls into that category or that pillar. One safe city. That's EMS times and 911 call times need to meet certain standards. It's one safe city. So certain departments fall up under that one safe city. Having streets that are safe to journey on is part of being one safe city. Potholes filled is part of being one safe city. So that's one pillar, which is one safe city. The second pillar is a city built for the future.
Mm.
So everything we're doing is towards whether our infrastructure is gonna sustain us in the future, whether we have job opportunities for folks that will sustain the city as built for the future. So we have a city built for the future. So from infrastructure to having job opportunities for kids is a city built for the future. We also have, as another pillar, is a city for opportunity for all. So that's where your affordable housing comes in. We want people to be able to live in Atlanta and stay in Atlanta, and our legacy residents be able to still have their same home in Atlanta. So we provide programs that provide opportunity for all, whether it's between the year of the youth that we are investing in kids so that they can gain greater opportunity later, whether it's an investment in legacy residents so that they can have a place to spend the rest of their days at, whether there is a bigger expansion of a different operation here where folks can have more jobs, where they can have opportunity, where we have transit that is functional for folks to go to their jobs to have a better opportunity. All these things fit in to our last pillar, which is efficient and ethical government. We want everything that we do to be transparent, to be ethical, to meet standards of folks wanting to have the kind of work culture to come in and deliver great service to people every day, efficiency, that we are responding on time. We are doing those things that we say and keep our promises to our residents. So those are the mayor's four pillars that we operate on since I've been here and operate on since, and we will continue to operate on, are the four pillars there, and everything envelops into those.
Well, you kind of beat me towards my next question, or a question I was going to ask you pretty shortly about some of the future plans that the Office of Communications have through the Mayor's Office of Communications. But you kind of elaborated some of my first statements that I made towards the question that I was going to ask you again. But basically, you provided a tremendous, impressive knowledge base that came across this morning on the Face to Face talk show. And you've been able to answer every question and comments that I've been able to throw at you. And some I've learned a lot just by listening to you as well. As we're wrapping up towards the end of the show, what would be one important area would you say you've learned from Mayor Andre Dickens, and what would be something, let's say, that he have learned from you towards the two of you working together in the city of Atlanta?
I would say I've learned from him the power of storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
that it's never too much to tell a good story. Tell it over and over again. Um, he's always saying, push it out. I don't care if we've already pushed it out. Push it out again so folks can see it. Because technically, in marketing, it takes a person about 8 times for them to really get it. So we need to keep on just flooding our residents with that good information. So that also, as a leader, being working hard, just working. He's a workaholic just like I am.
Mm-hmm.
So he works, as he says, can't see day to can't see night. He
Right.
works all the time. So that inspires me that he's working just as hard as I am to get things done. I think what he's learned from me is candor, because I will tell you the truth and tell it like it is. When I first started this job, one day I did say something very just like that. Like, Mayor, I gave him my opinion. At first, he kind of, looked at me, and I guess he was like, this is a new girl telling me how she feels. I'm going to always tell you how I feel. In all honesty, I'm going to tell you how I feel because I really believe good leaders want people to tell them the truth around them. They don't want uh, everybody just to say yes, sir, and agree. Good leaders want good people who tell them the truth. So, and I'm one of those people for him.
Well, Allison, I couldn't think of a better way to end this particular show. I always try to find somewhat of an optimistic, positive way for the guests to give their last commentaries. And I think you just elaborated that very elegantly. But as I also ask every guest towards the end of the show, if there's any last things that they would like for the viewers to know what you're currently doing, what you're planning to do towards your particular job and occupation, or towards your or even personal aspirations that you would be looking to do, feel free to express yourself.
Okay, well, right now my biggest project is ATL Direct. That's ATL dot direct. It's a web digital newsroom for government. So I'm asking anyone that's hearing my voice on this television program if they could visit ATL Direct, because I need, I want as many people to see the good work of our city there. And I think that uh, this will become a national model for other municipalities to be able to control their message. And so that's my message at the end is cities can control their message and their voice, but they have to have strong communicators to do so.
Well, definitely keep up the good work. I'll look out for that pretty much when if it's available online. And definitely
It
you
is.
it is
It is.
okay.
It's on there now. Go look at it
Go
now.
look at it now. ATL Direct. All right,
All right.
Allison, it was an excellent presentation on your part. I really appreciate you giving up your time this morning to be a special guest on the Face to Face Talk Show. And definitely keep up the good work with what you're doing as the Chief Communication Officer for the Mayor's Office of Communications in Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good day.
You too. All
All
right.
right. Bye-bye.
Okay, this is Jonathan Small. I just enjoyed hosting this edition of the Face to Face Talk Show with the very special guest, Chief Communications Officer for the Mayor's Office of Communications in Atlanta, Georgia, Allison Fouché. And I thought she provided a real excellent presentation. She knew what she was talking about. She was very serious but passionate, and it all came across towards this particular interview segment. And hopefully for you, the viewers, you found that type of information and interview segment as well. Pretty much have a show and guess I'm fine tuning. Most likely I'll be doing an all about you next week. But to viewers out there, as I say every single week, have a very blessed day and keep the faith. Thank you.